What is up, everybody? Welcome to another Afro Taku live stream. I'm Mr. Good Guy, aka MGG, and I'm joined here by my co-hosts who will introduce themselves. Starting right now.
Hey, it's Player 5.
What's going on? It's Jugga.
All right. Jumping straight into it, kicking it off with some My Hero Chapter 315. Titled.
What is this title?
Platitudes. All right. I don't know where we want to start. Do we want to start with overhaul? Do we want to start with Lady Nagar? Or do we want to start with the Deku power combination?
I think it would be reasonable to pour one out for my boy Chisaki. I've never seen such a fall from grace.
My God.
Never.
If that ain't the truth.
100%.
Like I'm gonna be honest here, and I don't know. Maybe somebody can clear it up for me. I am still kind of confused. Like, what is his thing? Does she just like want to carry this dude around like her personal like sad sack, or like what? Because like, what is his purpose? What is he adding here? Was it like insight on Deku? And if her skills are that good, does she really need insight here? Like, why are they doing my boy like this?
All right, Silent Blade said it, man. He looked lost for real. That's big facts.
Yeah, man.
Literally pointless. I mean, like they said that he was, according to her, they only said that he was there to literally just point him out. It's just like, really though? I don't know. It's just all stupid to me.
Yeah.
Like that, they could have did that with a picture. You didn't have to
exactly
even to point him out. Like they really got my man Chisaki out here. Like he was like for real. They had to bring the man Mirio to stop him, and now he's just out here. Like I get it. You know, you lost your arms. I feel you. That's tough. But they really got him out here just like a sad sack. Like
oh yeah.
Exactly. They should have just.
But I do feel for him though, because like at the end when he got taken down, I think the last thing he thought about was like how dirty he did the boss. So I appreciate like that he's like, yo, I only want one thing in this world to get to the boss and say I'm sorry. Like that's pretty.
I would just like, do y'all think like so they using him as a figurehead? Oh, okay. I was wondering what y'all think about what's going to happen after this. Because, I mean, obviously Deku was like, we'll talk. Like, and I'm assuming we're going to get a discussion, you know, talk no jutsu kind of speech. What do we see from Chisaki after that? Is it just like, this nigga's healed, he going to die? He's just going to go off and be a regular citizen? Or he's going to help in some way?
Hear me out, bro. Mm-hmm. What if my man Chisaki just completely rewrite Deku? Like, hey, bro, all them bones, all them shattered bones out of here. Perfect help, bro.
But he ain't got no hands. He just got them nubs.
Exactly.
But you know what? The talk no jutsu, our Lord and Savior Naruto has taught us that you can really talk no jutsu a nigga into anything, bro. He might get a power up off that alone.
That's true. I do wonder. I think it's a missed opportunity with Chisaki, and it might just be because, you know, I'm favoring him that I'm giving him this plot armor, that they didn't potentially explore him still finding a way to use his power without his hands. Like, I think that could have been a little side thing they could have done to help develop, you know, this whole quirk thing that they're talking about and people evolving their quirks to the next level. I felt like losing his hands could have been a motivator to that, but it seems like the writer's going a different route with his personality, meaning he's like just giving up. So I'm kind of just like, man, I can't say that I hate it though. I can't say that I'm like, damn, Chisaki goes down as biggest disappointment. Like you said, I felt like I get where it's coming from. It's just disappointing to want him to have a comeback, but it is.
Knowing you're not gonna get one, you know what I'm saying? It's like the worst part of it is when they took my man Chisaki out. It was when Tomura was still a fucking bum. So it felt real disrespectful. Like, oh, this bum really took out the best villain in My Hero. And then now that he's just like a shattered version of himself, I think he's gonna come up. Like, why would they show us this if he wasn't gonna come up?
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. You can call it a comeback.
I mean, that's what I'm hoping, but I don't know, guy. I mean, it's like so he gets to come up for what? Let me phrase it like that. So it's like he would come up into what respect? What is he going to end up doing? Because right now it looks like he's about to switch sides.
I'm gonna give you the theory, bro. This is how it's gonna work. Deku gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna take you to go see the boss. He gonna see the boss, and the boss gonna be like, Chisaki, you messed things up. I ain't want things to be like what All for One. I like the Hero Society. We was making money under that. So this is what you gonna do. You gonna help Deku reestablish the Hero Society. My boy gonna become a hero.
Wow.
That's my working theory. I'm praying that it happens.
Wow.
I mean, they need all the help they could get, I guess.
I mean, these are facts, but I honestly don't want to see it. Like, honestly, if Lady Nagant put a bullet to, like, the bullet that was actually about to, like, hit his head, mine probably wasn't. But if she was like, yo, bet, I'm just going to take you out right now, I would actually been more for that. Then Deku goes through a little sad face, hopefully not long. He comes back with some power-ups and then actually does some workity work. I would actually like that more because Chisaki is, to me, it's just done so. Like, we saw it shine. Like, we did not want to see his fall, but now it's like, put him out of his misery. Him coming back as a hero would low-key, to me, be a little disrespectful to how much of an OP villain he was. So I don't even want to see the opposite as a hero.
It sounds like Silent Blade saying that the dude, they may use Chisaki as like kind of a snitch for the villains. I think that's what he's saying. To show how the power structure for the villains has changed. Read Destro under All for One now, and then all the villains basically chess pieces.
I can see that. As far as like the only reason he was like left alive is pretty much now to be the info piece since Lady Nagant got GG practically. Right. Yeah, I still don't get how she's alive. We can talk about that later. But yeah, so all I'm thinking is that he's just going to be like a little bit more information into the hero side so they can go to the next plot phase.
Right. One thing I'll add before we jump to one of those other topics, and I think it was just a nice little piece of writing. I don't know why I like this so much, but I do like that Chisaki referred to Deku as just, I know that kid. Basically, the one who foiled my plan, he got a real severe case of hero syndrome. Those three lines to me were important because I think it showcased like how villains, specifically Chisaki, didn't see Deku as big of a threat as Deku saw Chisaki. Like, I feel like when you hear heroes talk about their villains, it's definitely more of a personal relationship where you like, oh damn, it's like almost they hang out and talk a lot. While from Chisaki's perspective, he really just put it as like, I don't know where the fuck this nigga came from, but he just fucked my shit up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was no connection to Deku in the way that I feel like Deku has to him. And you see that later when he's just like, hey, Chisaki, we'll talk later. As if y'all cool or something. When this nigga's just like, you're just some kid who fucked up, like, who was the reason why I'm here today. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. In this state? So I just thought that was like a nice touch. It's not anything major, but I was like, oh, that's a nice little, like, showing us the thing where, like, not every villain is on the same tier of, like, this Tomorrow with Deku, where it's like this intimate relationship between the two characters. To Chisaki, Deku's just a guy that showed the fuck up.
That's a really good point. I mean, homie was a boss. Like, he got time to remember on less than the key players. And Deku really did just show up randomly and ended up being the key factor to take him down. Yeah. But, I mean, there's no history there, so Chisaki has nothing really to go off of. Especially considering he was broken right after his loss, really. So, after the mental break, he just remembers a kid who had the position.
I was just thinking about that from Chisaki's perspective. And I'm just like, man, bro, like, just imagine you just out here trying to sling your drugs, and this little boy come out and beat the shit out of you.
That's what you're like, what the fuck?
They changed the animation up on you, bro. Yeah. Like, oh my God. I'm like, really?
Right?
Where are these kids getting these quirks nowadays? I have the strongest quirk. Like, you know, that's great.
Yeah, from Chisaki's side, that whole experience was like totally unjustified. It was like a police brutality situation to Chisaki because he was like, first of all, like, y'all don't really know I'm doing what I'm doing. Y'all just raided my whole building, from out of nowhere.
No warrant, bro.
Right.
Ain't finding shit.
Exactly. Then you had these kids come through. The first kid, Mirio, was like, this nigga I never heard of, student in UA, but this nigga is clearly a pro hero. So y'all got secret heroes out here that y'all sending to body niggas and shit.
And this go back to what I was saying about Endeavor bum ass a long time ago. That nigga need to be in jail, bro, because they really booked my nigga Chisaki for allegedly experimenting on him, bro. No evidence. We got hardcore facts. Endeavor been beating the shit out of his kids, and they like, oh, he good, bro. Right? Deku need to come through a Detroit smash his ass, bro. Where my boy Chisaki lawyers at? Like he ain't got nothing, bro.
Right.
It's facts though. That's around.
See, this is why this couldn't be in America, bro. In America, he could beat the charges.
Oh,
He could beat
100%.
the case.
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah. If they
He got the guap. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
He will be out that bitch, bro. Then nobody Mirandize his ass. Y'all just laid his ass out with
Nobody officially arrested him, bro. They just whooped his ass and got him almost murdered.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was defending himself low key. That's a self-defense case right there.
And like, can you sue
the countersuit, dude?
Let's say if you get arrested by the police and then the police get into like a car accident or do something to jeopardize your health while in custody, shouldn't you be able to like sue or something for that? Like,
right?
Get my man off the charges, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro. He really should have beat the case.
Oh yeah.
But Endeavor out here on news and shit.
I feel like Endeavor not going to jail for it is prime example. I feel like that's more like the real world than anything. Because I think celebrities, like, if you're loved enough, you get off with a lot of shit. Like, niggas forgive you for a lot of shit. And I think in the real world, a character like Endeavor would have enough clout to where there'd be like, there'd be a lot of counter stories to it. Some niggas in the blog articles would be like, well, we talked to him. He said it wasn't that bad. Or we interviewed the kid. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be starting to, like, dismiss it. His PR team got that under control.
See, but that's my issue with Deku is that, like, you know what I'm saying? Clearly the Hero Society is villainous at this point. And Deku not making it. I want to see Deku take down a shit hero. You know what I'm saying? His next villain should be a shit hero.
Right.
That's right.
Instead of beating Lady Naga, who was taking down shit heroes.
Yeah.
And basically told them shit heroes exist. Yeah, man.
Speaking of Lady Naga, I just want to talk on how my man's did her.
Yo.
Man, all for one.
Yo.
What a villain, bro. What a fucking villain.
I mean,
like, bro,
that was
I can
classic.
sense the main character on this nigga. I think you gonna try and talk no jutsu her. So I'm gonna put a bomb on her face so that as soon as she starts smiling and shit, blow the fuck up.
That's dope, bro.
Bro, I was like, that's so close. When I saw that shit pop up on her face, I was like, at first, this is what I thought. I was like, this is like maybe just like for animation purposes. Like, I don't get this. Then I see him like just laughing. Like, he face still fucked up, just laughing. Like, I got your dumb. I was like, oh, it's about to be something bad. I didn't think he was gonna really blow her top off, bro.
Right. And Tomura, goofy ass, really think that he had a shot of taking the throne from this nigga. Like, I'm like, yo, none of your plans have been that intricate. Tomura would have been like, oh, she lost? All right, let's send the whole team there to fight this nigga now. Like, okay, I know we tired, but like, let's go.
Like, if you think about because we got Chisaki and this girl are parallel to All for One and Tomura. Like, they worked with another villain to try and get their goals, and then like the villain kind of betrayed them, but they had a plan. And you just see how it worked. Like, bro, it was all luck that he was able to get Chisaki in the end. Like, he really didn't do anything.
Right.
He was like, oh, they got you. Ha, I got you now.
Right.
Like, All for One is like, nah, I knew this was going to happen.
Right.
I prepped that.
For sure. Yeah. Chisaki, I don't think would have stood a chance in the All for One game of things. For sure.
Absolutely not.
I agree. I don't think they would have even needed the hero involvement part. And if it did, it would have been like playing into All for One's hands kind of thing. More than it would have been just like, oh, y'all did this.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think that these villains that are falling behind All for One are kind of stupid because like you can't rise up with him there. Yeah. You'll always be under somebody's boot.
100. He lived for too long too. On top of that, so it's like the tricks you playing. It's like to think he hasn't had an experience like that by now. I know quirks were different, but he's had snitches in his crew. He's been through enough to
Bro, this is all you gotta say. Whenever somebody think about like, man, we should try and get over on all one for all. Nigga, I knocked all my into retirement, and you saw it on national TV.
Still kicking, still alive, and still boss.
Damn,
Right.
I still got my powers. We're all like that.
Exactly.
But that's the funnier part about it, because it's like, even if you don't even take it at that, it's like, nigga, I still got history, bro. Ask old heads, bro. They know my name. Like,
They
niggas know
know
who I am.
Go to the barbershop. They still talk about me.
Right?
Bro.
That's the goofy nigga that tried to try him in jail, like when they sent him to the prison, like lunch hall, some low B hero that ain't never heard of All For One before. Try, hey, bro, let me get your cornbread. You like, you sure you want to do that, homie? Yeah, okay. And he lets him take the cornbread, but he fucks him up like throughout the like later he gets fucked up.
It's like, oh yeah, you can take my cornbread and then just replace everything in his room with cornbread. Everything's cornbread. You can't get shit in this prison but cornbread.
Right? Oh my god!
I don't know. To be 200 something and been running the villain game, truly running the villain game since the inception of villainry. Like, bro, he had to have seen it all. This is child's play to him.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah.
But I think unless anybody else got something to say on it, we can move to the main event.
Yeah.
The last point I just wanted to put out was that I was more surprised that he had the ability to do something like this. Like, I was just trying to think about, like, logistically what really did happen. And it's like, are we thinking that the quirk that he put in had, like, a low-key self-destruct function? Or are we just thinking that he, like, took back the quirk so OP that it blew her up? Like, I'm still trying to understand what even happened.
He's shown us from the jump. He has a quirk called forced quirk activation. Remember, so like when everybody was like knocked out, he was able to just like make them get like teleported away. Like, that's not his quirk. He forced Kurogiri quirk to just work. So one of his quirks is that he can just force a quirk to activate. And I think it's like, if he gives you that quirk, he probably still connected to it somehow. Kind of like the vestiges All For One. I feel like if he give you a quirk, he in your shit. So
you think he gave her a quirk, like another quirk behind the two she already had to blow her up, or you think he just used the airwalk quirk and blew that shit up?
I think he used her original quirk to change her body, because she can change her body into ballistic components. Right, so it's not too hard to think that she could turn her head into a grenade, which would also explain why she not headless right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe type resistance. So I think he just used force quirk activation and
blew her shit up.
Use her own her own OG quirk. So it's not like he can technically blow up anybody that So it's just about the combination of the force quirk activation and her own quirk. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, he said to the very end, your tool just be used to curse your blessing of a quirk. I don't know. I'm thinking that means he used that quirk. Unless this nigga randomly strapped with a face blow up quirk, that'd be odd.
Which I'm not surprised though. Like, if he was, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, you know what I mean?
It makes sense.
I definitely be like, okay, that's doable.
It makes sense, because like, if you had a quirk that just blew your face up painfully, you would definitely go to All For One, like you did with this.
Yeah.
He probably like, you know what? I'll use this one day.
Oh yeah, for sure. I told him.
200 years later, I knew I'd use that quirk.
Right. The only thing I'll say to close up for me, the Lady and God stuff, was just I feel like it's still rushed to me, like the world building aspects of My Hero. And I think that it was cool that she brought up that she was like some sort of assassin. But my thing is, I feel like now that this shit is wrapped up, I don't think it's gonna come into play anymore. So I'm kind of like just disappointed that it was brought up now, and I feel like maybe could have been alluded to earlier or something in the story to add that world build. I just feel like the placement of it is odd, because it feels like we're leaning towards the end. the whole society itself is already getting broken down to begin with, and it's probably going to get built from scratch. So I don't know what this really adds besides maybe like Deku at the end saying, "Hey, by the way, how about we just vet heroes better so we don't have to create an assassination squad again?" And they're like, "Oh, okay."
But at the same time, I think that this implies a ridiculous childishness to the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, what's wrong about quirk wielding assassin? Nothing. Right? Assassinations are a thing.
Exactly.
They're only morally wrong if you the nigga that got assassinated.
Right.
If you send somebody assassinated, like, yo, this is a job for whatever political.
Every government has that wing.
Every government, exactly. Like at this point, I'm like, bro, you're really just being like extremely naive to believe that like any government wouldn't hire the best niggas. Like I would absolutely pay the best niggas to be in my military. Mm-hmm. Fuck saving these civilians, bro. Come help me bang a country. Right. Like that's what I would do.
Yep.
But yeah, she just makes sense to me, and I don't think they're trying to call it like a symptom of shitty hero society when I think that's a symptom of people poorly categorizing or not even categorizing, almost like race typing people. Like, oh, you have a good quirk,
yeah,
you have to be a hero now,
which is dumb. Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, in their defense, though, I mean, this is still a shonen, right? I mean, like we can't expect it to really touch deep, hardcore kind of topics like that, just in general. Which is like, I mean, like, I'm not going to rehash it completely, but that's a big reason why I'm not about Endeavor and his fam and that backstory, because they weren't able to properly address it. Which, because it's a shonen. They're trying to touch stuff that's just too big and out of their scope. Which they just shouldn't address it in the first place.
Exactly. So, I think that's more of it than the shonen thing. Because, like, I know we like to give shonen that, like, you know what I'm saying? That, oh, it's a shonen, so, like, you shouldn't have any feelings in it. Like, certain things shouldn't come in because it's a shonen. And I challenge that because I feel like a lot of the shonens that do well now sell the illusion that they're more mature than they are. You feel what I'm saying? That's what pulls people in. Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero, Black Clover, not Black Clover, but Black Clover. The good thing about Black Clover is it starts off as a shonen and then in like seasons the maturity. So you go in thinking it's a shonen, but as you're watching the show, it actually matures more than you would have expected.
More than the rest of these shows.
Exactly, and that's a surprise.
Black Clover is more mature than this. These niggas.
Big facts. I 100% agree, and I feel like that's the flaw. So my thing is like, don't bring in world building aspects into this world if you're not going to spend time building the world. Exactly. Building the fucking world. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Asta use a devil. Guess what? There's like, you're on trial to die.
Right. Exactly. Like, there's plenty of superhero, like, there's plenty of world building that creates aspects that we don't care about, right? No one's ever asked the question in Dragon Ball Z, why doesn't the government hire Goku to handle their issues? Because they write it so it's never important. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it never matters. So I'm like, you can easily write it so these things don't matter, but they season these points in, and then they're like, hey, no, don't think about it. It doesn't matter. But I'm like, why would you tell me if it doesn't matter?
Yeah, you know, it is really actually starting to piss me off because I also watch Vigilantes where they'll go into some of this stuff, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. This is what My Hero should be. Like, I would just be done. I would kill this show and then just make me a spinoff that's not a shonen. Because they tripping right now, bro.
No. I feel you.
Okay.
Well,
all right, Fajin?
Yeah.
Oh, Fajin.
I'm going to need someone to explain to me so I can recollect or reconcile what I'm thinking this is to what they explain. Because I read it, but I don't know if I really put it together.
Player 5 Sensei, what's up, bro?
You ever seen a nigga stretch like in anime where they like keep bending their knees, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Stretching like that. I feel like, so this is...
stockpiling.
Yeah, it's like a quick stockpile. Like, oh, if I keep doing the same motion, I can pump up this or get my muscle ready to basically go at 100%. Which is effectively what why Deku was bouncing all around, is what he said. So that is my guess. And then because it's also called Fajin, which is like was some type of martial art or something
Yeah.
like that,
Hmm.
where you basically doing the same thing. I feel like they just trying to tie that in to that little bit of Japanese culture. I think this is going to fall very short on American audiences' ears because we just don't have the same culture,
Yeah.
especially when My Hero, I think, sold well because it kind of leaned on those American superhero culture. I hope they change it when they make the anime to like make a little more sense for us.
Hmm.
Because niggas ain't about to be researching what the fuck 5 Gen is.
Yeah, they may actually use its translation, probably. Like, you know what I mean? Like, certain things they don't translate on purpose, like Fajin, they didn't translate in the manga. But I think, like what you're saying, based off what you're saying, I feel like the anime may translate it to its actual meaning or add, like, one of those footnotes to the thing where you're like, oh, this is what the fuck that means. So you can understand.
And this is another thing I'm gonna say about 5Gen when he was able to do the okay, this says faux 100%,
Yeah.
but in the one dub I saw it says pseudo 100%. I wonder why they decided to change it. Do they think Americans don't know what pseudo means? But in any event, when that man moved from that to move faster than that bullet, bro,
Yeah.
son, this nigga so fast.
Like for real. Like okay.
Bro, this
Nigga
dude
touch
is
that
Easter.
Bro,
Barry
that's
Allen,
crazy.
is that you? Like he's moving.
Which is good to know because I feel like now with this scene, I finally can see how the fuck he's gonna surpass All Might. Like I felt like I couldn't really get it before, but now I go with full mastery of all these things. You can easily see how he surpasses All Might at this point. Like if he fully masters 100%, and then you combine it with Fajin, well now you're All Might, but then you just have dumb reasons to be faster and stronger than All Might with this Fajin backup. And
Hey, what anime is that where there's a nigga that like wind up his arm?
Hunter.
It's that same. I
Yeah.
think that's the same thing. A nigga that just wind up his arm.
Right. Yeah. The amount of times he winds up is how strong his punch ends up being.
That's basically what this 5Gen is.
Right. So that makes it even crazier with like imagine All Might. I basically just imagine All Might utilizing this tool belt now, and then I can go, okay, now I see why Deku's becomes the greatest hero. I still don't feel like he's there yet. I think if All Might,
Not quite.
All Might full power now, not Prime All Might, the All Might we saw towards the end, but can hold the form longer versus this Deku, I still see that All Might beating this Deku.
Same.
But I can now see the path he's on. Yeah. Now I can see
100%
He's going to be better.
Yeah.
Man, just the raw speed, bro. Like, so if we're assuming this is like some super high caliber rifle, because she like her arm looks fucking freaky at this point. Like, man, this nigga gotta be moving.
That's fast, dude.
Like, he's moving so fast, he should actually be causing damage to the area around him.
Fast.
But,
So,
see,
she
doesn't
fired the bullet before he started moving, right?
No, I think what they're implying here is that Deku did his Deku thing, where like his body just moved because somebody was in danger.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're implying because she was kind of like, huh?
Well, she said he was already like changing direction and everything.
If you look at that panel, like he's looking at the bullet already out of her chamber, right? What page is that? Page 4, and like at the bottom left. Like homie is swinging and looks at the bullet technically.
Yeah.
And we're talking about she shot and he was still able to react fast enough to get there in time. Yeah. That is ridiculous.
The dude's speed is through the roof. I can see it. I just think that, man, like I don't see regular quirks even being comparable.
Speed wise, because I mean, for me and all the other idiots in the world, can you express speed of a bullet compared to how fast he moved, like supersonic, whatever?
So
like
if we're assuming that this is a high caliber, because it looked like a 50 caliber sniper rifle bullet. Okay. And we talking, she was already shooting them hoes. Then she changed it to a big ass gun. I would say that the muzzle velocity got to be faster than the speed of sound.
Okay.
easily. And the speed Deku is moving,
God.
he goes from like not in sight to on screen before this thing moves maybe a few feet.
Yeah.
So Deku easily got to be moving like 3 or 4 times faster than the speed of sound.
That's
It
pretty.
has to be, bro.
I mean, that's a good statement for the verses.
And this is no numbers, no math on it. Like if I put math on it, usually I lowball.
Mhm.
The math numbers are probably like way higher, bro. Like he's probably it's insane. Because then they even show you a wide view of like how far away he was. That dude had to be like,
oh yeah, he was a good minute away.
he was like vertically and like horizontally, he was a decent grip away.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, I think this is amazing. For me, it's two folds of excitement. One for Deku, but mostly for All Might. Because once again, I feel like All Might was one of those characters where it was just a lot of talk hype and not a lot of like scene hype. Like we've seen some stuff from him, but we really couldn't get him like, you know what I'm saying? We really couldn't get him like at his max or really pushing himself to see a lot of stuff. So I think this just tells me like, for the fact that it's like fake 100%, it's just like, okay, these were things I feel like All Might could have done casually or whatever. So it just adds more to that, like, you know, the versus aspect and a lot of the disrespect All Might tends to get because we just seen a little bit and we know other shonen characters are way more, I don't know, stronger or whatever. But this is a good addition for that too. So I just want to call that out. So strong plus for All Might.
I'm gonna say this here and now. I think that when he calls out 100%, he is relating to All Might's power, not his own. Because we know his power, his 100% should be higher than All Might's just based on how the quirk works.
100, yeah.
That's true.
I agree. That's the way I see it too. I feel like every time he says the percentage, it's of what he thinks All Might is doing.
Until he come out and say like, nah, this is my 100% or something like that. Yeah, and I think they will definitely point that out because they name every fucking move in here.
That's right.
Deku's 100% smash.
True. And then that means like, so when we talk about that, because it brings up another question back in the past with the muscular stuff, what would we see that like? So if we see 100% All Might, how do we take that? Do we take that All Might trying really hard or base All Might? And then the follow-up question to that is when Deku pulled out that punch with muscular, are we supposed to see that as comparable to United States of Smash or less than that?
No, he was capping. He just said some shit.
Oh, that's
that
what you think?
That's true. He didn't even say 100.
Okay.
Like
Because if we just be 100%,
Right.
if All Might hit muscular with the punch that he hit the air with to change it into a tornado,
right,
he would have obliterated that. and that was All Might having to pull out like, yo, I can't even transform. I got to pull the juice out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, nah, I'm not hearing it. That 1,000,000% was all cap.
Okay, so
he was not hitting muscular that hard.
Okay, so then when he says 100% All Might, what do you take that as? Is All Might trying his hardest or like base All Might doing shit?
I think All Might trying his hardest is like if All Might does anything over 100%, but I think 100% is his max, no grit max. I think his max can go up with grit. Yeah. So I would say 100% is definitely a no grit All Might max.
Okay, so you would think 100%. So taking it, because I'm just trying to equate this to different scenes with the All Might, so I can get a perspective how people are seeing it. The Nomu scene, for example, when he actually hit the Nomu and beat him, that would be stronger than 100% in your mind. But some of the attacks he was doing in between would probably be somewhere in that 100% range.
Yeah, I think like maybe his last couple punches on that Nomu were over 100%. That was like bringing out the grit. Like the biggest hit on screen was probably when that nigga tried to destroy One For All lifespan. I would call that like maybe his max punch we've seen on screen. If you're counting, vigilantes, and we see All Might do a little more as far as like speed feats. Like this speed feat will probably be nothing compared to something I see All Might do in vigilantes.
Oh wow!
But yeah, I don't know. That nigga power inconsistent.
Oh, well, we know. I know that shit, bro. I'm trying to hone down on All Might max, but them niggas just keep raising the bar, I guess, or lowering it. But no, this is a great scene for My Hero. It's still not being Black Clover to be, but it was still good. They're trying to come back. Once again, I still think it's kind of rushed. Because I feel like when we get to the point where he is actually casually able to do this stuff or better than All Might, it's gonna feel very fast. I was hoping we get more build into this, and the combo with all those powers, I think is cool that he's starting to do that more subconsciously, because it is helping me see how he's gonna be a better hero than All Might. That part is nice, and I like that variety. So.
Yeah. I ain't gonna cap. I'll say the same. I mean, I think Black Clover and My Hero are getting to the same point where the main character is now starting to overtake they niggas they looked up to. But yeah, I don't know. I said my biggest issue with My Hero is they fake into these plot lines. Like, okay, there are hero assassins. Are we gonna dig deeper on that? Nope. It's a shonen.
Right? Let's hide behind the "it's a shonen" blanket.
Yeah, okay. Endeavor openly admitting to beating one of his kids to the point where he almost killed himself and became a villain, and the other one like beat this nigga until he threw up as a child. We gonna go into that? Nope. He gonna give a hero speech and get the fuck back out there. The least they can do is suspend my man. No pay, like something.
Right. Even better. Uraraka is murdering criminals with gunhead martial arts. Wow. Are we gonna get scenes of that? No, it's a shonen. We can't show the blood. We can't show the blood. It's a shonen, so we just gonna skip over that shit. All right. Wow. What's up, Isaiah?
What's up, yeah, hey, the gun metal mark. Hold on, think about it. Think about if Uraraka was being recorded when she came down there, like, "Oh, Uraraka, are you gonna try and kill me?" Like, imagine if that got leaked. Uraraka, like, yeah, bitch, I'm a gun metal.
Take it down, bro. You can call some gunhead if it's not killing niggas.
If it's not killing
niggas, it's not killing niggas, but they can't show that. It's a shonen, bro. It's a shonen.
Telling you. They need to just go ahead and pull an Attack on Titan and just switch the script. Like, we just come back and My Hero fucking saying that niggas getting heads cut off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'll start a whole nother wave for the show, guaranteed.
Oh, no. Call it My Hero After Dark.
Yo. F around, dude. I mean, they barely in school anymore. F around. Like, for real.
It's not even My Hero Academia. These niggas be skipping class, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Good niggas.
What we learning?
What you gonna teach me, huh, President Mike? What you gonna teach me?
How to get folded? We saw you get folded.
Bro. I'm like, we went out there. Our teachers were actually dying. Midnight actually dead.
Right.
No student died. Get out of here. We fought the same nigga and you died.
I'm telling you, bro.
Put a little respect on Homegrown Midnight, bro. Come on.
Zero respect, bro. None.
Damn.
Zero. Buster. And she got beat by Mineta. That should have been the thing that went off of y'all head right there.
All right. We get a little.
Mineta had plot armor off that, bro.
Well,
he wanted to touch them cheeks.
Plot armor, I call it talent, but we ain't gonna
go. We
ain't gonna go into it.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
Let's go ahead and hop on to the best shit. Black Clover.
Yeah, let's go to the best manga in the game.
I'm telling you, Black Clover chapter 295. I'm trying to see a name on this bad boy, but I don't think they got one. Oh, rematch.
They don't need names, bro. They just fire.
It's called rematch, man. And I think the biggest summary, we can talk about the little aspects of Queen first, if y'all want to do that before we get into this water spirit. I'll say before I go in depth on the water spirit is, once again, Black Clover, man, they're really doing a great job of exploring the power system and not doing it solely through the main character. Like, getting this power development from Noelle means like multitudes, not just for her future power development, but we already know what Fuego Leon is going to be able to pull out now thanks to this. We know like the potential other spirits we have to see. I'm assuming there's an Earth one, all this other shit. They also did a light little call out about arcane stage magic being able to hold up against these guys. So once again, like Black Clover is really seasoning that. Yo, world building, power system building, nobody's doing it better right now. Jujutsu Kaisen is close, but they send you in circles first before the shit makes sense. Motherfucking Black Clovers, keeping it simple, straightforward. They just doing a good job at it. So,
I got a question.
Them props.
I got a question real quick. Okay. Is Noelle going to keep Udine, the water spirit?
I think so.
Or because I mean the water
100%.
spirit very openly said, "Fuck it, I'm low."
No, I thought about that.
Yeah. No.
I think the biggest reason to kind of land on as far as to stay is simply to not put disrespect on Noelle. In the sense of why give her such a huge power up that, and essentially, if you think about the whole series and the MCs as a whole, now puts her kind of like equalized it. Because Asta did like a huge jump. Yami did a huge jump. Yuno's effing Yuno. And man, like Noelle needed like a power up like this too, right? So it's like, why put the respect on her now and then just be like, nah, JK, and then just take it back right afterwards? I feel like she literally needs Undine now, just so she can start banging with the next base villains and like the next arc. So I think under that logic alone, she gonna.
I think I'm with Silent Blaze. I think she on loan, bro. Like I don't think because that's like if you give her up, you just basically gave up the Heart Kingdom, bro. Like you,
but not necessarily.
Well, see,
I mean, like, don't forget. I mean, like, they put respect on the queen though too. She got some hardcore mana. Now, I'm not gonna lie.
Boo-boo.
She gonna take a L with like losing Undyne as far as like her actual potential scale. But I mean, like, don't sleep, right? She's just being a queen, not really meant to be a fighter because she's got no attack spells. But as far as like keeping the kingdom in line, she can still do the job.
I'm gonna put this out there, and I had said this in the beginning. I had already thought Noelle was gonna get the water spirit at some point. My thing is the only way for her to get it though is she's gonna have to die. The queen gonna have to die, and I'm already getting those vibes personally. So my thing is like, yeah, there's a potential she might not die in this arc, but if she dies, for sure, Noelle is catching that shit. And I'm getting those Julius vibes from this one. Julius fought up.
But Julius ain't dead.
Right. But Julius had that power to make sure he wasn't dead.
Yeah. Lola
Pachita, she ain't got shit.
I got to say this, though. For the first time, this is no longer Clover. For the first time, might actually be the weakest of the main characters.
For now.
For now.
All right, I was like, did you see my face? Nigga?
It might to be a Clover. Believe that. We know it's the name of the show. But for the first time, he might be the weakest right now. And I got to say this is the Wind Spirit Sylph, I think her name is. She kind of looking trash because, like, Salamander put in work.
Wait a minute, though, because this is what came to my mind as I was saying the shit about Noelle's new power. This was already shown before. Was the first person to use this shit. He does Spirit Dive. So my thing is, like, technically it felt like it was new, and I was goofy because I was thinking it was new, but the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, we've already seen this shit before. Been pulled it out. These niggas are catching up. I'm telling you, Fuego Leon hasn't used it. The other previous Fire Salamander user has not used it. We never seen Lola Pachika couldn't use it. Bro, you feel me? Noelle's just not using it. He figured out
Spirit Dive solo dolo.
I'm telling you, bro. It's still Clover. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but hear me out. There's one more thing that Noelle got, and this is the reason I put her at the top. It's not because she's figured out Spirit Dive. It's because remember what she was there to train for. She got Spirit Dive plus Ultimate Elf Magic.
That's true.
We ain't seen that yet.
True.
She gonna do a Spirit Dive Ultimate Elf move, and that shit gonna be the strongest move.
So then my question to you goes, who has the son of the elf like kind of sharing his body or whatever?
Also true.
Do you think that he hasn't already learned this?
I feel like that's what I'm thinking too, bro. The simple fact that we're seeing this power up from Noelle right now, and we haven't seen this kind of power up yet from it's only a matter of time.
These niggas are catching up to
Give it a few more chapters, we gonna see it.
That's where I'm standing. They catching up to bro. That's all. They catch
So
up.
that's
My
why I
thing
said
is,
literally for now.
this is the funny part about it is all of this is just a break from finishing his fight with dude. So he came in, he put in a light low body. We know Zeno is not a nigga to sleep on. He gonna come back, and Yuno's gonna drop him officially. So all I'm saying is all these power-ups we building up. It's almost like we might get the fact that Yuno uses all this shit in this fight to wrap it up, bro. Like, don't sleep,
Bruh, okay, yeah. It's hard for me to say, and I know I seem like a big goofy saying like, yo, about to get caught sleeping, because the entire show has been but like I feel it in my guts, bro. Like I feel it. I something about it. My boy Magna came up, bro. Like Magna said, I'm knocking out the strongest nigga in the show right now.
Right.
I'm the age of royals is over with, bro. It's over with.
But Noel's a royal though.
If you're not a broke nigga, you really not winning.
Here's what I'll say is that I felt like what having a symptom of is like us being children and not understanding certain concepts yet. Like, when you was a kid and there were certain animes you just couldn't watch because you were just like, I don't get it, right? There's not enough hands here. That's what was. He was literally showing us all this shit in the beginning, and we didn't put any respect on it because we didn't know how gold it was. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, literally, Undyne, they went through a whole side story of Undyne going like, yeah, basically the basics to having a spirit is getting this spirit dive shit mastered. Got a spirit. Like, what was that, in an arc or so? He already did the spirit dive thing. Off screen. No difficult battle, mind you. He had nothing to work for to get the spirit dive. He did it for a tournament arc. That is when he unveiled
he
that
was
shit, bro.
fighting the captain. He was fighting the captain.
He was, but he unveiled it during the tournament arc. Meaning, like, did you think that he developed it in that moment? I don't remember the scene correctly. Did he develop it in that moment, or did he already have it before he got there? Because if he already had it...
I've been working on this. He hit us with a 4 Hokage. I've been working on this. Let's see if it works.
Perfectly.
Yo, bro.
Hey, what they say? In the fourth clover, that's where the luck at. My boy, lucky, man.
Hey, NW Walker said, wait till it's crucial, pulling out a OP tactic, but till then, keeping the bench warm while everyone else get their credit. That's all he doing. He just sitting like this. He just sitting like this. All right. Okay, Magna. All right.
I see my little homies eating. Bro, he really like LeBron in the playoffs or something. Last couple games, like, okay,
let's go.
Y'all niggas wouldn't be shit if I ain't let y'all get some shine.
I'm telling you. I don't think we're gonna be ready for busting it out. I'm just gonna be honest. I think his shit about to go crazy. Cause especially who he's going up against.
Right.
Man, it's two sleepers going up against each other.
I don't think Laura Pachica is going to die. What I think is going to happen, because when I look at her, bro, she got the Chisaki going. She looks straight up broken. I feel like she is going to be like, hey, you keep the water spirit and bang niggas on my behalf.
Right.
And I'm going to stay here and just try and be the best sweet person I can be. Because I think she might if she kills Gajil, no, I'm thinking of fucking the wrong thing. You
stop fairy tale. Hey, the magic got you.
Yeah, it's too much magic in this motherfucker. Bro. If they kill Spirit Homie, she done. I think that'll break her head, bro. If she is the one that kills him because she's being controlled, it'll break her. She's over with.
Right. My thing is, do you guys foresee a collaboration? Like, do you think potentially we could see some, and I don't know the history well enough, and this may have already been stated, but we could create a connection with Noelle to the Water Kingdom so that she can be over there and not necessarily be in the Clover Kingdom. But I guess that fundamentally breaks the story.
I mean, for visits, sure, but I mean, yeah, 100%. She's still gonna stay as a Black Bull. I mean, the whole intro to the Heart Kingdom started off because Mimosa was doing exchange program or whatever over there. Right. So I mean, the Heart Kingdom and the Clover Kingdom got that close relationship from the jump. So I mean, that's still gonna stay 100%. But as far as her becoming the new queen or an actual Heart Kingdom protector, I think that's going a little too far. Yeah. If anything, they'll just keep up the visits to be maybe a little bit more frequent afterwards.
Yeah. I guess only way I could see her keeping it if Lala Pacheca doesn't die, is if we basically jump right into another major shit. Meaning, like, there's no time to really, like, sit. We jump into another major villain that needs to happen, and the Heart Kingdom and Clover Kingdom have to form some type of alliance. But I can't see, like, a time of peace going on. And based off what Undine said herself, that she would, oh, shit, you good?
Yeah, boy, niggas in these fireworks, bro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was like, oh, dick, bro.
I said, damn, son, did somebody shoot through your window?
You know what I'm saying? Like, people literally, I don't know what it is with this neighborhood. Maybe we just got like a grip of like veterans, but like from Memorial Day through to like the end of July, every night fireworks, bro.
God,
every night.
We sure they're fireworks, right? They might be some other shit mixed in, but
yeah, you know how motherfuckers
hey, it
do.
is what it is. But what I was gonna say is like, yeah, I think there might be like some sort of alliance that allows her to keep it. But based on what Undine said, if Lala Pacheca survives this arc, she's going back to the Heart Kingdom, because she already said like, one, I don't fuck with you right now, but you're next up. She basically just said like, you're next up. Like, this bitch died, like, I'm coming to you, but right now, no.
I could see a couple things happening. My most likely thing is that, like, one, maybe Undine can't separate. Like, maybe the contract is like, oh, until the dude die or something. So she'll just be stuck with her no matter what.
Yeah.
Then, like, what we got, King Yuno now. Asta may have the strongest niggas from the Diamond Kingdom, his homies. Honestly, once they take out Science's buddy, it's over with. I suggest they just come together as one unified, the United Kingdom. Fuck it. UK. We one United Kingdom. Right? And let it be, because like if they can't, you know, trade the water spirit back, it's over with. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? But then again, do you need that great water protector if y'all all one United Kingdom now?
That's the thing. Yeah, I think that takes it away then. My only thing is like, oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Sorry. And I was just gonna say, and we know it's a bunch of yummy ass niggas out there somewhere,
right?
In the sunshine, waiting to just chop a nigga up.
I'm just like, what do you guys think the Clover Kingdom has to trade? Because I felt like the Heart Kingdom gave up a lot, giving away room magic to the Clover Kingdom. Though maybe you could argue maybe Julius knew about it already. It does seem like it was a very new thing to like the kingdom on a whole, and that's a big secret. Like,
I think it's fair though.
That changed the game.
They put numbers out there. Think about, from the Heart Kingdom, it's only the Spirit nigga and Lola Pacheca out there, and she already got folded. Like,
but I mean, is that fair though? Because they did take the first brunt of the attack, and they bodied all their niggas.
Because they were trying. It's like, look, I'm gonna send out all my fodder and my cold soldiers, but y'all gonna have to teach them the strats, or else we all gonna get folded. I think that's fair, because Clover Kingdom got like 30 niggas out there. And the big niggas too. So if they die, like, we really losing military power here.
That's true.
I think that's a fair deal.
Okay. Interesting to think about. Yeah.
Once Fuegoleon gets Spirit Dive, it's over with. Bro, hold on real quick. Did
at a captain level? That's gonna be crazy.
Did Marileona Spirit Dive with just fire itself? Did she just say, fuck a spirit? I'm gonna just muscle this mana into
doing it with fire.
You're making a very strong point, my G. You're making a very strong point,
bro.
You know, but I can't lie to you. What I am hoping the most out of the spirit creatures that I haven't noticed about the fire is that the salamander, and I'm just putting this theory out there. Maybe I'll make it into a YouTube video. Maybe I won't. My last theory didn't do too well. The salamander may not be its true form. Why I say that is just because the other spirit creatures we got have had some sort of humanoid thing, right? Talk to their people. The salamander is literally just a fucking animal. So my thing is, maybe he's not fully awakened. And if that's the case, maybe he doesn't get awakened until he goes to Marileona. And maybe we get an actual person out the fire
Don't
spirit.
disrespect my boy Fuegoleon.
I mean, yeah,
Fuegoleon is cold. Don't get me wrong. He can unlock a lot with it, but maybe there's a next level to that shit that we. Because my thing is just, I don't know how they're going to say, like, if Fuegoleon dies, right? And that's the other thing that kind of bothered me. When the salamander was gone or whatever, he came to Fuegoleon when that nigga was waking it back up. So he was the next nigga in line. But for that whole time, was he just knowing that that nigga was going to wake up? That's why he didn't go to who would be after him? Or was it like, you know what I'm saying?
Went
Like
to Mara Leona was like, this shit too much, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Like
the fire too hot for me.
What we've seen for fire users right now, bro, that shit is going to stay in the Vermilion family for a minute, bro, or whatever.
It's leaving Tito. Leaving Tito.
Yeah, Tito's the last person. There's gonna be someone that challenges him. At that point, Magna might be able to swipe that shit from
right.
When it goes to Tito, Magna might be like, come up. Yep, got it from your family. Right? But to me, I don't know how everyone agrees that Merleona is probably the second, right? Like if Fuegoleon dies, the salamander should go to Merleona.
I think most of us would probably say Merleona
should
really
have it right now.
One.
Exactly.
I mean, that's actually a good question. Like that's a genuine question that we could kind of like, pick apart at some other time. But like, why the fire spirit went to Fuegoleon and not Merleona? That's a question.
You know what I think, bro? I think this is why she spirit dove with just pure fire. Is like maybe it's just like the same reason when niggas like, bro, Merleona, you need to be the Wizard King. She just don't fuck with that order. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like to fuck with the spirit, clearly what they showing us is that you have to be able to connect with them and work with them as a partner for this to happen. Mm-hmm. And I could see Merleona just being like, no. Ain't nobody telling me how to throw shit but these hands, bro. Like, I'm with the fire. Fuck
but
it.
Then that's when the problem comes in because of all the spirits where that could work. It's the salamander. That nigga is just an animal. Like, he's just an angry fire beast. So at that point, that should even, like, it makes even more of a case on why it's not with Merleona because I would see one of the spirits that can talk as a better pair for Fuegoleon because he's more of a thinky type of nigga, right? He would want to conversate with the spirit. What the fuck is he doing with the salamanders? Like, so why haven't you burned it yet? I think you should just burn it. Like, that is definitely a Merleona pocket. Like, she'd be like, you're right, why haven't we burned it yet? Like, let's handle that.
Look, if the wind spirit sat in a book all this time just to wait for my nigga, I just gotta say that, bro. Salamander knows some shit we don't. We gonna find out, like I believe, Fuegoleon is really that nigga. He got some shit we don't know about. He just the reserve brother where Merleona be rah. He just be like, all right, bro, don't make me up it. I don't want to have to. But he really got that shit on him. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think either that or the salamander was fucking drunk. It's the only reasonable explanation.
All right. Knowing her, she probably want to fight the salamander. If Merleona got it, the whole show over with. She already she get the salamander, she launch her full and everywhere.
Damn, it's a cat, bro. That's crazy. Bro, I can see it though. After round, she be too OP.
Yo, that's
she be
crazy.
Too OP.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
Bro, it's some different shit that Merleona get it. All I'm gonna say is like, yo, the aspects. That's what's so fun about this shit. And I keep talking about it, bro. I think I'm going to be like a ShamWow spokesperson for Black Clover. You just going to see me on infomercials talking about dope shit that Black Clover.
Don't sleep on Black Clover.
You're interested in characters that are not the main character. Like, we haven't even spent any time talking about Oscar.
Don't nobody give a fuck about Oscar right
That's
now.
what I'm saying. Like, that's how great this shit is.
Like, if this was in My Hero and we was looking at a side character, we'd be like, okay, Kirishima, next. Like, you know
exactly.
what I'm saying? Like, you got folded in 3 pages, bro.
Right. We find a way to relate it right back to Degu in some way. But it's like, you can think about each of these characters' individual power developments, and you don't feel the need to drag Asta in the conversation at all.
Mm-hmm. And I like how it is meta within itself, right? Yep. Because, like, we all here saying like, yo, did the spirit dive. It'd be crazy. We said it from the jump. It'd be crazy if Fuegoleon did it. Yep. And then as soon as Noel get the shits, I'm like, okay, well, why didn't you go teach this to anybody?
Right.
Why didn't you teach Fuegoleon how to do this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we like, yeah, because like that nigga probably could have soloed the fucking game if he could spirit dive.
100. Yeah. No, he's got to pull it out this arc. I think. But I don't even know who he's paired up against. Is he with You know
He
shit.
authorizing random niggas. He not
Oh yeah,
fighting.
so he
Yeah.
might not need it. He might not need it. We might see that later. Unless
Yeah.
I
he
mean,
goes
there
up
was a
against
whole
Morris.
squad of devils that Science Buddy brought out. I mean, they there. So
Yeah.
I mean, the question is how they're going to really do that. So,
Shit, that would have been an even doper win and still saving Asta for the end with that 5 minutes thing. Like if he went against Namai Lilith and was able to just spirit dive arcane stage and beat them some way that way instead
True.
of, Asta anti magic and that shit. But it is what it is, man. All I'm saying, this shit is good so far. The spirit dive shit had me sold. Gaja, I think Gaja's fight is about to be dry. I'm not feeling it because I'm feeling the heart in his battle with her, so he's not gonna go all out, and that's disappointing because I like lightning magic. I want
Well,
to
didn't
see.
he learn ultimate elf magic? Well, didn't Gaja go with them?
You think he's gonna pull it out though? Yeah, he did.
I mean, this is all I can say is like I seen a nigga turn a sword into a mega beam that one-shotted a fucking demon with ultimate magic. So I think it can amp your power something crazy. So we'll see. And the
But at
way
the
this
same
nigga acting, he seemed real chill going up against 100% fucking I forget her name. I almost call her Danica.
Ivanica, yeah. But my thing is like, don't you think God's just getting paired up against Lalo Pacheco right now?
Yeah, I think Noelle might actually solo dolo.
That's what I'm saying.
Right
Because
now.
I'm like, if God should go against anybody but her, I totally agree. I think we're going to see something interesting. But because that's his queen and all this bullshit, like, I don't really see him, like, pulling out all the stops in that way. Unless he has some finesse move to, like, get her without hurting her that bad.
Yeah. So I think that makes sense. I mean, I feel like the only benefit we would get as an audience from that fight really is just to truly see Lola Pacheco scale without Undyne. Just to put a little bit more.
Her mana zone cover the entire country, bro.
But I'm just saying that was
like a regular nigga.
I mean, that's just it though. I mean, like I mean, not to rehash it again, but that's just more respect of why she would still be Gucci as a queen without Undyne.
Yeah. He need to try and kill her ass. That's what he needs.
Damn.
They not built the same, bro. Like they really not. Like if somebody's like, "Oh, what's the size of your mana zone?" You said the whole country. I'm fighting you to the death, baby. I fuck up one time, I'm dead. That's too much mana. I can't go.
I mean, you got to think about big picture though, bro. I mean, if she gets bodied, her kingdom, you ain't looking too hot right now, bro.
That's why I ain't a Kingsguard ass nigga, because I ain't dying for these. He Lord Pacheco, please stop. I'm like, bruh, kill her.
Damn.
All I can say is One Piece long, bro. We're just scratching the surface, bro. Of like what the fuck are we gonna see? Chapter like 500, 900 of this shit. Like, what the fuck is gonna happen?
Like, what we at now? 300 just about?
Yeah. We just scratching the surface,
bro. Like I said, if all they did was open up the other countries, that's already another 300 chapters worth of shit, bro.
Oh wow,
easy. Like I'm thirsty to see where Yami come from. Imagine going there and they like, oh, Yami, that bum ass nigga. What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, imagine that. I'll be like, hold on, you said who? Yami the bum? Can't go. And don't let them introduce black people. Come on, bro. Motherfuckers out here doing some voodoo, bro.
If they go that route with it, where they start talking about magic aspects in other cultures, oh my god, this shit opens up. Because then you got to deal with Chinese mysticism. You got to deal with African mysticism. That shit goes crazy. Nah, man, that's some different shit. That's all I can say. And Walker 930 did say, random thought, hear me out. I wish Moomin Rider got as much of a power up as Magna. As a resident Moomin Rider hater, I disagree with what you're saying. But the people who don't hate Moomin Rider, y'all can go ahead and open that up.
Bro, imagine if my nigga Moomin Rider had like a nuclear power bite, nigga. He just this crash, blow your shit up, bro. My nigga Moomin Rider definitely deserved to come up. This man, he got the most heart out of any nigga. He really rolled up on Sea King with a 10 speed, nigga. Come on.
Hey, bro.
Come on. Who don't got heart like that?
Look, what if Saitama, right, is really a future version of an all for one user.
Absolutely.
And he has one hair that grows off the top of his head. One hair, you can't see it because it's just one. Basically, once he finds somebody like Deku that inherits his power, he pulls that hair off his head and gives it to him, and then they become Saitama. I think Moon Rider could get that. That's what I feel like. If the author wanted to go that way, I feel like he'd make Saitama's power be something that's transferable, and Moon Rider be the next to get it, because he's the hero to the core type of person.
That's fair. Okay.
And he's just a regular nigga.
That would be an instance just like Deku. Like, I like Deku before he had his powers. It'd be the same thing. Like, bro, I would rather Moomin Rider just get better skills or like strats or
better skills and strats with the power scale of his world.
Yeah, okay. it's hard to do it in his world.
Okay. You didn't feel the power behind that Justice Crash, bro.
No,
I felt that he could topple the world.
I don't think the Sea King did either. I think the Sea King kind of was like,
no. But he felt my nigga. Believe that. He felt that Justice Crash. He just ain't feel it like that.
I'm sorry.
But he put respect on it.
I mean, do you feel a feather on you, bro? I mean, like what?
Just see it from the villain's perspective. Like, to me, I would feel so disrespected with your planet. Like, if I'm an alien or some other type of like intelligent being, and I come to this area, and I'm like, look, I'm about to take shit over, and the nigga that pulls up throws a bike at me, and he thinks, but he's talking like he's the defense, bro. Like, he's like, yeah, we here to stop you, and he throws a bike at me. I'd be like, all right, I have to use you as an example.
100%.
Sea King was chasing individuals down, civilians, and Moomin Rider stopped him. That's a fact. I don't care what no nigga tries to say. Moomin Rider.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
just leave out everything that happened. Yes, he stopped walking for a period of time.
Hey, did somebody get to live their life after that? You know what I'm saying? If you was there and Sea King was about to mash your shit, you would be praising this nigga Moomin Rider to this day, bro. Niggas would name their kid Moomin Rider, bro.
I'm like, damn, that nigga had a lot of heart. He was like, couldn't have been me. You know, black couldn't have been me. It would have been that. Couldn't have been me. I would have honored to beat that man up, just straight knuckling up, no power up, no off GP alone, because he got heart.
Hella heart.
I'm good.
Yeah. Well, that was a long side note.
Oh yeah.
I would like to point out, this is the one thing I'm gonna jump back to Black Clover and say, Spirit Dive Saint Valkyrie armor, her new armor, Noelle's new armor. Yep. I don't like it. Like, bro, here it's like, I get it. They want to try and sexualize Noelle for, you know, the boost fan service or whatever. It's cool, but you can still have her sexy with like different shit. Her armor just be looking the same, really.
Oh no,
like no, my man, you know, got an extra axe and all his drip changed up. Yeah. He got cape and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? She just
got some wings on the back.
Clothes slightly changed.
Did she get wings? Did she not have the wings before? Actually,
the actual wings.
No, she had wings on the first.
Oh, okay. Were they actually wings, or were they more like what do you call them? Like not tassels. I think kind of like a sash hanging off. It didn't feel like it was wings though, was it? I thought like the wings and the crown and the halo were new. I could be wrong.
Yeah, look up an image, bro. I might be free. Nope. Her first armor had wings on the back.
It did. Okay. All right. That's wrong.
They just bigger wings now.
Hilarious.
All right.
Yeah, they could have been more creative, but I think they kind of like trapped themselves in a hole by her already having armor in the first place, in my opinion.
To me, I would have just preferred it as a totally new form, and then the combination came later. Like, just like, hey, let's just do the same stage with the water shit. Because my thing is like, you gotta think about it from the other people that are gonna inherit this water magic. Like, Lola Pacheco doesn't have Valkyrie armor, right? And I'm assuming that her book doesn't contain a spell to do something like that. So the next water user wouldn't have this either. So like, how do you know, it's got to be a generic form everyone can hold that's a water user. So what does that look like, you know? I felt like they could have just made it something different.
Yeah. And then another thing that's kind of got me a little hot is like, if had to practice to make his better, Actually, never mind. He didn't have to practice. Only Sylph had to just gain energy. So low key, this spirit dive may be leagues stronger than you knows
Mm.
because Undyne been storing up chakra for since however long Lord Pachika been in here.
Yeah.
So like shit, this shit might be strong as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
No, I was thinking that too, simply because of like as far as comparing spirits go. I mean, Undyne's just more. What's a good word? Like she's just wiser as far as like knowing magic, knowing like potentials, knowing how to gauge, blah blah. She just seems like a more mature spirit than Sylph is.
Sylph is
So, so as far as like the actual potential she can bring up Noelle, I think that in itself is technically more than Sylph can bring up But Yuno's plus is he's effing Yuno. So he's gonna figure that out like just naturally anyway. So like in that sense it kind of balances out. But it definitely gives Noelle like a huge plus having Undyne just know so much about like what she can truly do.
For anybody other than is actually a L. Like that is that's the last spirit I would want. And I ain't even seen the Earth spirit yet.
Fact.
Sylph is ass.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Tough. We could do that though. We could do a video ranking the other spirits that we've seen so far and why we think they're trash. I'll wait for this one.
You ever notice that Undyne kind of look just like the flower god lady? They kind of got the same thing. Like the flower god who's explaining to Noelle that she has the power to hold the water spirit.
Oh, what's her face? The tree spirit.
Yeah, the druid.
Druid, that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, see, they look so much alike. You might have thought that they was the same.
Oh shit! I definitely thought they were the same people.
Yeah, one of them is the druid god, and the other one is the water spirit. Now I'm wondering, like, do they look the same? Do they hold like similar status?
I'm sure there's a connection there, which once again brings me to the fact I don't think the salamander is really a lizard, bro. There's some nigga there's some curse that needs to be broken or some shit, bro. That nigga finna come out as a grown ass man. I'm telling you.
I mean, maybe it's just a part of the whole whatchamacallit. Because like salamanders, like as you said, like salamanders like can steadily like evolving, growing, maturing, etc. And just like he just hasn't got to that final stage yet, to actually like have that humanized form. Which actually F around, now that I'm thinking about it, and now that I'm seeing Simon Blaze's comment 100%, it could literally just be a whole age and evolution with your host or like through just magic in general that gets you evolved to that druid / Undyne stage. So Sylph would be like the youngest before Undyne, and maybe Salamander is just even younger than her because he has not yet evolved into that humanoid stage also.
Right.
So,
and if you think about it, whoever he was attached with before was on the younger side. I mean, an immature. Right. If it's associated with the user. But then technically there would be some nuances there because it technically didn't change when it went to Noelle. Like when the contract under Noelle, you would expect Undyne to have changed in some way too, but she didn't.
Unless it's like a permanent, unless there's like no way to go backwards, you can only go forward, so you can just get stuck and then gotta wait until that next step.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're in a layer, and then the other thing I'll put some respect on is once again, Black Clover doing iconic things. Magna in the last chapter being like, I would say one of the first that I've seen shonen fighting anime underdogs to actually get the dub. They try to rob him from it, but then I think the author let us know, like, no, we're still gonna let him have this dub. And then the second thing is Noelle, man. For shonen female like protagonists or side lead characters, she's put in the city on her back. Since maybe Erza in the beginning of Fairy Tail, have I seen a like woman protag this interesting, getting this much shine in a manga, putting in this much work in a shonen fighting series in general. So like big ups to Noelle and the writer obviously for doing that, because you just don't see it. Like Sakura's never gotten this level of shine. You can just go down the list. I did appreciate GT for trying to do it. when they got all of the moms together. When Baby was, I don't know if people remember this, but like when Baby was like attacking the planets, there was like a scene where Chi Chi, 18, I think Fidel, they all like came together to try and box him for a little bit. And it was just cool to be like, oh yeah, I do remember that y'all niggas used to have hands, and y'all coming back for like this little moment. So, big ups to Noel. Just put that out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anything else on the Black Clover?
The last thing I'll put in on it is I'll say that overall, I wish Noelle would have got like her own thing. It kind of lumps her in with like
Like minus under.
Oh, you talking about power development wise?
Yeah, it's just like I thought it would have been cool just to kind of find out more, but I guess it's just me being thirsty about learning new things about the world. Like I just learned shit with Magna and them. I should be happy. But,
I mean, I feel like that's also tied to their core magic too. Like they're both elemental nature types too. That's the unfortunate part. Like if she had one of those like gray type of magics, like weird stuff, I think you might have seen something a little different. And I think that's also the part I'm hype about too, is the fact that we're saying arcane stage people will eventually be able to fight with these types of demons. So we have a lot of identified arcane stage magicians. And like with Yami, you can kind of already see how he's going to handle that. But because, dimension, science, all this other stuff. But with the others, we don't know yet how their power is going to morph. So we're going to see some unique ways of beating these demons in the future, which is good for me because it's like it's not going to be like the same stale move, just like put on a different skin. It's going to be something totally different. The way Gauch may beat these niggas is going to be very different from the way Yami would or Asta would. And I'm excited to see that, at least.
Yeah, my boy Gauch, it's time for his come up. They ain't done them right.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm waiting on it.
I'm waiting for Gauch. I'm waiting for Charmy. I'm waiting on my man Gordon. Don't sleep on my man Gordon.
I never had any faith in Gordon's power. Like whatever happens.
What?
I fucks with.
Come on.
Don't get me wrong. I fucks with Gordon's as a character, but like as a mage, like I never really cared for the poison magic thing. I thought it was okay, but
don't sleep on it,
I never cared.
He rarely does it because he knows how broken it is. Like that, he literally said that. Like, bro, I could body so many people, but I'm just too nice.
All right. I like
how you know what's crazy. You say those mean things about Gordon, and Gordon will probably think y'all best friends, man.
Exactly, dude. He's you're a homie, bro.
Hey, bro, I am his homie. I just don't care to see him fight. That's all.
He'll be like, MGG, I believe in anything you try and do.
Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say, Gordon? I didn't hear you. Because he'd be whispering.
Girl, they doing him dirty.
I got your back.
He'd be whispering that shit, man. But no, I mean, y'all care about Henry? Y'all want to see Henry do anything? Or you
okay, I ain't gonna lie. Henry could in the back. I ain't gonna lie.
Yo, Henry could pull out some Gurren Lagann type shit. That'd be hilarious. That wouldn't make me fuck with him no more, but it'd be hilarious.
Do we think that's what it's gonna tie to for him as far as power development goes? It's just like
keeps on mega
Bull's robot house. Really?
That's all. That's it. That's all.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
Damn. Okay. That's curious. That's interesting to me. I don't know where he's gonna go.
I want to learn more about Doors, but I do not care about Charmy as an individual.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't feel like she would be the best lens to explore that through because she doesn't seem like she knows anything. You know what I mean? Like she seems so totally lost about who she is before the dwarf thing was even introduced that I'm like, how are they going to explore this through? Like if they go to a dwarf village, for example, are they going to say like this bitch got knocked out and has amnesia and doesn't remember any of these like, you know what I mean? How are they going to explain the connection is where I'm a little lost with the charming.
Yo, what you call it? They said Henry is broken, but then Endwalker say he goofy of the year. What did he do? Goofy of the year.
That's a little intense, bro.
If anything, it's what's Buddy name? Dante Goofy of the year.
That's
big facts. Yo, Henry's a contender.
Yo, that's crazy.
What he do?
I mean, he has been trash. He ain't done shit.
But
He could be.
Okay.
there's a list of niggas in Black Clover that do that, bro. What's his name? The bodyguard homie? Motherfucking the king of the Clover Kingdom? Like, these niggas consistently don't do shit.
Tito Vermillion.
Right?
I got to put him up there before I put Henry.
Right.
Henry done got the boys out the jam at least once or twice.
That's true.
So that's how I got to put respect on him. Tito Vermillion ain't done shit. Ever.
Hey, bro. Big
Why are
fire
you
column.
related
I mean, he
to
took out that
Marion
one
and
kid.
Fagolion?
Giant fire column, bro. You sleeping.
Do you
know how high that
matter.
fire column was? Some people said they could even see it from space.
Bro, that's like the base level for being a Vermilion. Congrats, you're part of the family.
Yo, can Magna be an honorary member now?
And he about to. Magna got more clout than Tito.
He got to marry into the family, bro. They got to give him a Vermilion. They got to give him a mimosa or something.
I'm calling it right now. If anybody can fuck Mary Leona, my nigga Magna, boy.
Whoa!
Look, hey, if I beat you, I get to smash. Throw the chain on her.
Outside of the age thing though, you onto something there because Marileone of all people is gonna be the one that's like, fuck that culture royalty marriage bullshit. Like,
right?
Like, yo, we're
That's
gonna
true,
marry you to the Duke of the Heart Kingdom. She gonna be like, nigga,
No, I'm about to marry this broke nigga.
right?
Magna.
I'm gonna box him. If he can beat me, I'll marry him. He can.
Right?
Next. Try again, motherfucker.
Magna would be forever goated. Like, not only did he knock out the strongest nigga at the time, he also piped the baddest, strongest bitch, period. Married into the wealthiest family he could find. Bro, GOAT status, bro. You don't get no better than that.
Man said Magna not gonna know what to do with that girl, man. Stop playing. Trust me, Magna will figure it out, bro. He figured out how to beat Dante. He gonna figure that shit out, bro.
Magna a hood nigga. And from what I know, hood niggas, they know one thing. You know what I'm saying? Magna go get the team.
Oh, God.
Believe that.
Gonna get cooked while she throw that thing back.
Damn, bro. Y'all don't put Magna like that. Like, he not the GOAT right now.
Y'all lighting up the chat today. Y'all funny, bro. That's funny as hell.
My God.
Gonna get cooked. Yo.
Damn.
Alright.
I mean, to me, that'd be more impressive feat than being Dante. I don't know what y'all mean. Fuck.
Oh, that's big facts. If you bust in Marileona's cheeks, oh, yeah. You up there, bro.
I'm
Legend.
like, raw. Motherfuckers, y'all see me all burnt up and shit. Like, bro, what you do? Shit, had a chance to clap Mary Leona
Right.
shit.
From Spade to Clover, they hearing that name, bro. They like, Magna. Wait. Magna
The
Sweet.
nigga that hit Mary Leona?
Marileona?
You talking about that bitch that solo the whole ancient demon? Yeah. But I heard she was actual fire. Magna in there.
Yeah, right?
Instant GOAT, bro.
I'm telling you.
I'm speaking into existence for you, bro.
Hey, bro. The fire cheek clapper. Yo.
Barely on the swing, bro. She changed the name up and everything.
Y'all niggas.
Oh, God.
All
Yeah,
right.
nah. I don't think you'll have to get there, though.
All right. Is that it for Black Clover?
That's all I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could. How about Player 5? We will jump into some new manga stuff.
I'll see y'all.
All right. Peace.
All right. We'll tell John to
While I'm fixing the chat, we can jump right into talking about Jujutsu Kaisen for those
girl,
people that
Maki.
read it.
Woo!
Yep.
Maki Zenin, bro. I tried to warn kids, don't sleep on them, bro.
I'm telling you.
Oh, God.
I had to give it to you on that. That was funny. And the way she figured out niggas' power was absolutely crazy to me. I was like,
On it the entire time.
Maki
Entire time. Not flinching, not hurt.
Maki
Just
was not
bodied him. Easy. Got up, walked away, said, oh, I'm sorry, did you actually even say something?
Right?
Like, what?
And that's...
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought that scene was just beautiful too, from the part of like him thinking that he was on like Gojo and all them's levels.
Oh, yeah.
And then basically being like, no, this is Maki's place, nigga. Like, not yours.
No. That was actually mad disrespectful. I was like, as soon as he like started to make that, like when he said that claim that like, oh, I'm actually with these kids, you knew he was getting dropped.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just automatic. It was just like, oh, okay. Like first we thought you were gonna get away. No.
Oh yeah, I definitely thought he was. Okay, so single-handedly the Zenny family doesn't exist right now besides Megumi and Maki right now. Is that accurate?
That's from what I'm seeing. Like she literally beat the entire fam pretty much.
Wow.
So there might be like a couple runaround mother effers that might be doing a mission here or there, maybe. Yeah. But she just took out the entire head of the Zenny clan. Like that's she crazy. And Megumi is the Zenny clan right now.
So she's rebuilt. Like basically now, like through her and Megumi, they're going to have to rebuild the clan. My only question about that is, as far as curse techniques go, it does sound like it doesn't matter. Because it was weird because Naobito and this guy were related and had basically the same curse technique from what I gathered. Right. So my thing, I guess the question I'm trying to ask that I think the answer is no, is that these curse techniques aren't lost as long as they keep, reviving the Zenny family. Does that make sense? Or are they lost?
I see what you're saying.
Right, like, because I thought it just basically comes to any member within the family. Like Gojo getting it, it seems like that eye is a part of his, like, tribe, but it's not necessarily like his dad had it and his great grandfather had it. It's just like someone in his shit had it and then he got it. Same thing with Megumi and the spirit summon shit. It's like Toji didn't.
Like from that logic, like one of their kids or something, I could see that bringing back. Yeah. That's fair. That's a fair assumption.
So that means at least that's the good part for me, is that even though they wiped out this entire clan, technically some of these powers aren't lost, and really the only one I care about is just the freeze frame shit, because that shit is, I think, pretty dope. I didn't know it was a 24 movement thing before they could do it, but I like the little nod.
I mean, even with that cap, I mean, like the one piece of respect they did give it to him was they literally said that homie is moving at supersonic speeds, right?
Yeah.
So like once he hit that, it's like, oh, okay, so this ability really was mad decent, but they never truly gave it the respect it really deserves. Because they had a chance with Granddad, but homie got instantly. So it was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But no, that's actually a mad decent curse energy technique then, 100%. But I mean, homegirl was on Toji status, so I mean, which
so
is now
if she's on Toji status, that now means we have Yuji, Megumi, Maki. I don't want to say Panda just yet because Panda is like more unique because of who he is, not necessarily what he can do. So I'm gonna leave Panda out, and motherfucking Gojo, and my bad, what's dude name? The one that has the blade on his back. I forget his name. He was like, he's in Maki's class, but he's the one that just like disappeared and did his own shit, just came back. But that guy, the guy with the blade on his back, that is also a goat.
Yeah.
So at this point, whoever else is left in the Jujutsu Society, like, as soon as Gojo gets out of prison, bow down. That's it, bro. Like, stop. Maki single-handedly destroyed her entire clan. Do you feel me? Like, she single-handedly did this shit.
By herself, bro.
Why
did y'all in one day, at once. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, yo, let me set out on the mission to destroy my clan. It was just like, nah, I got some power. All right, let's do this like in an afternoon. I got stuff to do.
Right.
Like, bro, what?
Exactly.
Like, she was walking away. Like they said she was like, weaker by doing this, sure, but she wasn't really struggling. I mean, not really.
Right.
It was a day for her, 100%, but she just bodied them. Like, just to do it.
Zero issues.
God damn.
Zero. She had like kind of an issue when she was trying to figure it out, and then she's like, oh, I figured it out. Drop this nigga. Like, I am just so like shocked at the Jujutsu Kaisen community. Like, bro, y'all niggas need to stop. I don't understand why. Like, why they hate these niggas so much. But now it's like you've poked the bear. The bear is here. And the sad part is, like, if you guys had just let Gojo get imprisoned and then pretended like you were friends, like, hey, let's free this nigga, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pretended for long enough to maybe get the Gojo prison spear or some shit like that, so that you guys can have the like power of control. Yeah, they would have fought you, blah blah blah, but maybe y'all would have had the edge. But instead, you guys decided to still be separate, which was also dumb. Like none of the family, you guys still had these inner family wars. Absolutely stupid once Gojo is gone. And then as soon as he disappeared, you started fucking poking the bear. Pissing these niggas off to the fact that they're like, oh yeah, okay, now he's gone, let's try and kill Yuji. So let's bring out, that was the other dumb part, let's bring out this nigga who we also tried to kill before and ask him to do it.
Right, though.
And they were like, he's not gonna betray us though.
Exactly. Like, bro, what?
What?
Gojo already got him in the ranks.
Zenny family, right? Zenny family. Instead of just like making my son the thing and tell him, hey, bro, this is how you need to move if I die with the Zenny family. I'm not going to make Megumi the head. I'm going to make Megumi the head. And then I'm going to allow you guys to still fucking piss off Maki so she can murder y'all. Like, I'm just like, you guys are not, have to be some of the stupidest anime, like, background governments ever, bro. They're right up there with the My Hero Society to me. The Jujutsu Kaisen structure, world, whatever. Whoever is running that shit, y'all need to fire that nigga. I really want to know who this dude is. He's fucking trash.
No, 100%.
They didn't think a lot of that shit through. A whole lot of that shit.
Not at all. And now they're all like dead. I mean, there's no one even really left. Like,
right.
Like what?
It's like you got yourself killed.
Okay.
And my thing is, I'm still stuck on what were they protecting. All Gojo was saying, like, look, I'm the strongest nigga here. Maybe we should just stop being like nasty with our shit. Yeah. How about we just kill curses and like just stop being assholes and stop hating each other? No, we don't want to do it that way. But we can't do nothing to you, Gojo. All right. Now he was topsy-turvy. But we're going to let you, once again, another dumb move they made. We're going to let you teach the next generation of jujitsu sorcerers. Because they won't come out thinking like you if you trained them.
And it's the broken gen too. They even pointed that out. They were like, yo, curse energy moves are low-key getting stronger these days, huh? Right. Yo, Gojo, you want to go ahead and train him?
Right? Yo, they are dumb, bro. Really dumb. For a manga that does so much, like, you know, detail with the fights and all this thinking through strategy stuff that happens here and there, they really dumb when it comes to the strategy of the world.
Oh.
Disappointing.
God,
yeah, so now officially after they just have to finish this little culling game bullshit. But yeah, the society part, I think that's like a wrap. Some of these families are just grateful that they didn't send their students to Gojo school, because their families would have been wrapped up too. Like Blood Homie, they're like that family that he comes from is just way too happy that nigga did not go. He was like, yo, if this nigga was trained by Gojo, he would have been doing some blood techniques we ain't never even seen before. And then he'd come back to just fucking destroy our asses. Like,
100%.
Tripping. Oh, and then someone brought this up in our Discord. I think it was Lorby. Might have been in the chat. But do y'all think that Maki has dude's power?
Well, I mean,
does Maki have her twin's power? I forgot what her twin's name is.
Oh, as far as the
I don't even remember what her twin's power was.
It was weird. It was like spirit bullets? No, it was fucked. Yeah, it was like spirit manifestation of tools or something like that, right?
Maybe.
I'm gonna have to look that up again. But to be honest, I would technically say yes. I mean, they said that, you know, she inherited the whole steel body in this last chapter. But I'd be very surprised that that's the only thing she technically got, you know, from May. Especially based on like the whole origin reasoning that they're supposed to be the quote unquote same person. So essentially, there was just one split into a half. That's now one again. So all the abilities of May should now be Maki's.
Right. Okay, yeah. Oh, so he said, yeah, or at least a cursed energy pool. So she has this construction technique. She can create something from nothing. She uses this technique to create a single bullet per day, and the backlash affects her body when she activates it. So basically, if she, right now, since she can only do one bullet, it's not going to be a major help.
I mean, but even putting on that kind of cap, though, right now, might not even be accurate. So
Right,
I
that's
mean, what
true.
would
But I don't know
so
what it
yeah.
what this new power for Maki has actually done to her cursed energy pool. Because the funny thing would be is, and I don't know if they explained this or I'm thinking about this totally wrong, is she can't wield cursed energy. But what if her, like basically, what if this whole split of powers? The reason why old girl can only create one bullet is because like Maki inherited her like cursed energy reserves, like her
Right.
tank. It's like
No,
Yugi
that's
used the
fair.
abilities, but Maki actually had the tank to use his power to its fullest.
No, that's
And
fair.
now that they're one, I guess in this weird way, it you like you said, it levels up the power now, where it might be
Right.
something different.
It's
Um,
like a straight guitar or fusion dance, however you want to think about it, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah,
But like pretty much all her abilities should have been upped, along with now the skills to use Kurt's energy in its entirety. That's pretty much how I'm seeing it.
yeah,
So
and that's the thing. So she can put her own cursed energy in it. Um, my thing now is like when it comes to the construction, if I want to understand it more, because the way I would see it now is the way Magi would use this already being a hand-to-hand fighter is to use it to
right,
summon or create these weapons, these cursed
right,
energy tools, and
right.
imbue it with, so she can imbue her stuff with cursed energy. So now it becomes real. I don't know. The layers get deep to me because now I'm like, Toji's weapon was like one of the strongest, like cursed energy imbued tools. So now does this mean Maki can construct things on par or greater than that in the future, which is going to be
That
crazy. She
that might
basically can
low
create.
key. I'd be curious how they evolve that. But honestly,
Yeah,
like right now, I mean, like not to disrespect Mott because she a G,
yeah,
but that would actually be another broken ability, in my opinion,
100.
altogether. Like her constructing stuff would be decent as far as like maybe creating something like different or weird, or as far as like being flexible and adaptable in a certain fight,
Yeah.
sure. But as far as being on par with like the top curse tools and like the actual jujutsu world, that would be too OP if she could just create that from scratch. I
Right.
don't know if they would actually have her stretch that
See,
far.
but to me, if she did do something like that, I could see the cap being that now that once a day thing, or like it pretty much like takes her out of commission for a decent amount of time. I don't see it as something she spawns in battle. I see it as something that's prepared off battle, and
Mm.
maybe like I don't know if there's curse energy required to maintain the physical object, but it seems like there might not
Based
be
on the
because
logic, there shouldn't. There
yeah,
should.
so it's basically like I just need the energy to construct it, which means now she can create these tools, but likely to create them, it's going to be like a big cost detriment to her. Like in
Mm.
battle, we might see like, okay, I need these backup tools, so I'll create like minor versions of these. But
Mm-hmm.
like as in ultimate weapon, she might go like, hey, bro, I have like a week's worth of time. I'm in a training arc. I'm gonna spend part of this training arc creating a new
Just
cursed tool
making.
for me to use in a battle down the line. That's the way I'm seeing
I can
it
see
working.
that.
Because she's gonna have to get knocked the fuck out. Like after she creates something stronger than Toji's weapon, and you have to imbue the curse energy into it, she's got to be out for like days, if not weeks.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's a fair thought. I mean, wow, that's interesting. But that just makes her even more
that's what I'm
broken.
saying. Like they're just
Like holy
creating,
shit.
they're
I
creating
mean,
so many different
like
god
come
tier
on.
characters in Jujutsu Kaisen right now. It's crazy to me. Like Megumi's future is just I don't even know what this is gonna be, but they set it up as this nigga's future potential is a character that can beat Gojo. So that right there just lets you know like what the fuck is gonna happen to this nigga.
Right.
Sukuna itself, right, as
Sakuna
Yuji
just
continues
Sakuna.
mastering this nigga's powers,
Right.
Yuji himself is gonna be broken. But
Right.
when he's able to like allow, we've already seen him allow more freedom to the Sukuna in terms of what he's able to do when he pops up with Yuji's body. So
Mm.
Yuji's body getting stronger just means more of the Sukuna powers we see, and then
Right.
more of those things Yuji inherits. So that's already crazy in its own right.
Right.
Toto, I don't know where he's going. Nobara, they really gonna need to do some work to get this lady to catch up. I don't know
That's
how
true.
they're gonna pull that one off with
That's
her.
true. I mean, she's decent, but now the power scales are just getting huge. Like she would need a
On her
serious
side,
power.
yeah, she might
So
need to
yeah.
transfer schools to where the mother niggas train at because on her side, like right now, she's her and Panda like up there, like because the other guy is like talking homie, but talking homie has the potential to
Okay.
be broken as fuck too. He just doesn't have like a storyline that's put him in that case. You know what I mean? Because his power alone is broken, but his curse energy in order to use it is very minimal. So it's right now he hasn't broken past his limits right now. So he's still like Panda level, Nobara level to me. But once they give him that backstory, that nigga might, pass through. Panda looks like they're on the way to giving him that. Meaning, like, he's going to pull out something that puts him on this god tier. Yeah, Nobara, they need to, I don't know, that might be what's next, man. They need
that's the exciting point, I guess. It's just that with the scales just increasing, like pretty much as you already alluded to, all the characters now getting to that place. It's like you can't really pinpoint it, but it like gives you like that sense of excitement, especially with the tourney here. We will hopefully see these power-ups relatively soon, considering. Right. So, no, I mean, like, just overall, bro, I mean, like when the anime came out, we were saying don't sleep on this series because the action and fighting are legit. And it just keeps proving it. Because it's like, fuck. Imagining this previous chapter as an episode, forget about it. Oh. Like, that's about to be mad dirty. Like, oh my God.
And are they going like seasonal with Jujutsu Kaisen or like episodic with breaks?
Honest? No, I mean, so far it's been pretty on point. I mean,
so they're still releasing new episodes right now?
Oh no, not right now. They are trying to think what really is the order.
Because it seemed like they were going on for a while. I don't know if they hit 24 and stopped or if they went past 24. But it seemed like they were going on for a minute.
I forgot the numbers. I mean, I was watching until it ended, but I forgot what number that really was. But as far as like the last thing we saw was what after the it was right after right after they stole the fingers back. So that was after the student exchange tournament.
Oh, okay.
So they just right. The next one is going to be the start of this incident, the Tokyo incident.
Oh, that's the flashback.
That's gonna be like the next episode, like the next arc.
The flashback joint.
No.
Or you're talking about where Megumi pulls out the main expansion.
No. Megumi already technically did that for that hot second. I'm talking about it's gonna start up with Buddy trying to take over Tokyo. Like remember, like the whole actual incident itself. Okay. Like that's gonna be like the next season.
Got you. All right.
And I think aren't they supposed to do a movie?
The robot.
I think they're doing a movie of the flashback with Buddy with the sword. I thought there was an announcement of that.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's gonna be dope. They taking a page from Demon Slayer's book on that one, showing some shit that's canon. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
movie. Yeah, movie. I think it's called like something Zero, like movie Zero something, and that's gonna be released next year.
Yeah. For me, it's Black Clover up here. Jujutsu Kaisen right here as far as like what's hidden for me right now. Real close. Black Clover's just edging it out just a little bit because it's just doing too many things right. Jujutsu Kaisen, I always got to come back to like the stupidness of that society. Characters is great. God tierness is great. The fight descriptions are okay. but yeah, that those Jujutsu Kaisen leaders, bro, only God knows what the fuck they're thinking when they made these decisions.
No, 100%.
Oh God, they're gonna get murdered, man. Like that's the thing. They're like, I don't know if they're shaking, but they should be because they're gonna get murdered. Like
No, I mean like first it was more like speculation. When is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? Now it's practically locked in. With the Zenin clan gone and then being like either the top or like the second to top actual clan, it's pretty much GG already in a sense. It's like what their last defense might just be like a little arc or like the beginning of an arc of bringing in this like stupid villain or monster or whatever to do some work. That monster's gonna body them, and then Gojo and the squad are gonna have to body that villain or whatever. Right. But it's pretty much like it.
Yeah, I think did they allude to the fact that they're also potentially might convert the blood homie to Team Gojo? Not the blood homie that's with them right now. The blood homie clan. I think his name is Kamo or something like that. I don't know if they were alluding to the fact that they're also trying to recruit them niggas. Because if they get that's another powerful clan under their belt. So it's just like Yeah, bro. The world building aspects is
It's
like
good.
it's gonna be interesting to see where they go, kind of after beating the
No,
like
pretty
how they
much.
keep building to basically this culmination of like the Sukuna being. I feel like where they're going is the Sukuna is going to be maybe the end game or the ultimate villain at some point to be. He's going to get released
Right.
somehow,
I
and
mean,
they're going to have to beat him.
they
Mm-hmm.
did already. Don't forget they introduced the whole Sukuna worship clan because that one buddy that showed up some time ago
True.
and talked to Sukuna and
Yep.
was like, "Yo, your Grace, you're back. Well, let's get to work." And he's like,
Yep.
Not quite yet." Like they did that as like a quick tease. So I feel
Right.
like that's going to be coming up either within this tournament or like the arc right after, as far as like a society to be that villain base for the next
See,
arc.
and I don't know where the ties are, but the way I understand it, like on the villain side, excluding the jujitsu side, there's like three main powers. Gojo, whoever the demon inhabiting Gojo is kind of off to himself, and I don't know if he reports to anybody, but he's one thing. But if you remember when he hired Jogo or Jugo, um, oh sorry, Ghetto, my bad. I keep getting these
Oh, I
all
was
these
about to
G's.
say. Okay.
Ghetto's his own power. The demon inhabiting Ghetto's body
Okay.
is his own thing. Plus, there was like Ghetto's when he was originally himself, those subordinates. But I don't know
Right.
if I really consider them. It seemed like they were kind of like
I think most of the kids low key got bodied.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're most like kicked out in this arc. The other one is um Jogo. When he hired him, he actually reports to somebody else.
What are
Like
you talking about? The volcano?
yeah,
person?
Volcano Homie actually has a different guy. He's a master too. I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember who that
I
guy
don't
was.
recall
But
that.
if you remember their scene in the coffee section, in the
Okay.
coffee station, he talks about
Right.
it there, I believe. So if you go back
Mhm.
to that scene, you'll see him mention that like the guy he works for or the guy he reports to is it's not ghetto. It's like somehow they
I mean,
mixed
that
up
I
the lines.
remember because it all started off with an alliance. Like that was like the start of their
Yeah,
alliance.
exactly.
Like
So
that I
whoever
get. But I didn't know there was someone above them kids though.
yeah, I think there's someone above Jogo that he like reports to or whatever. But whoever that nigga
Mhm.
is another power or party. And then we have like you said the Sukuna cult
Right.
that are worshiping him. Like, and I don't know how strong or weak these niggas will end up being, but there might be something there. And then we flip to like the Sorcerer Society side, and then there seems to be like solo niggas doing stuff. The families and Gojo's team basically. So
Mhm.
I'm just like I'm very interested to see how all this kind of builds up in a way to get the character strong enough for that final battle. Like Maki's already OP, but this
Yeah.
is where we go like, damn, these niggas really like if the Sukuna really came out, they were not ready at all because
Oh.
Maki single-handedly bodied one family. You feel
Yeah.
me? Like they couldn't even
Yeah.
stand up against that. And we
Exactly.
know in our hearts that if she went up against Sukuna, she's getting curb stomped still
Right.
at this moment. She's
Right.
not even holding her own. So it's like
No,
what's
it's a huge point. I mean, like
what's next?
right. It's like were they? I mean, like, granted. I think we still like we put like so much respect on Sukuna and Gojo,
Yeah.
like just initially that like we already knew that if they literally said, "I'm trying to body the whole planet right now,"
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a lot of trouble,
Right.
you know.
Any
But at that
stop
same
it.
sense, it's like now that Maki was able to take out one of the tire head fams by herself, it just puts so much more disrespect that we already had of the actual family power scales. I mean, like, yes, we've also respected like Toji and now like Maki to that same sense now,
Right.
but it's like I don't think we, or at least I personally, haven't really fully thought of, oh, I didn't realize that Toji also could have just been bodying families and just ended the entire whole sorcerer society by himself also in that
Right.
sense. So, and like for Maki to be still a low-key side character, she's still not even supposed to be one of the strongest characters. Not really though. You know, I know this sounds weird about how I'm saying it, but the point is that there's supposed to be like, 3 or 4 like other people that's supposed to be stronger than her as like MCs almost.
Yep.
Yet if she's already that high, then we
Yeah.
really don't need to look to the families practically at all.
The
I
bar's crazy right
mean,
now.
So it's I mean, it's more of I guess a question of what could they really do that's of significance within their own families to the greatness scale of the story.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know.
The bar is crazy right now. That's all I would say for Jujutsu
Right.
Kaisen. Y'all get
It's
on
not.
it. I think anything else you want to add on Jujutsu Kaisen?
Bro. I mean, not just that Maki's one of the strongest like anime women characters right now hitting it. I mean, to be
Right.
real, like fuck.
Her and Noelle are up there as far as
Oh
shonen pro tags, like women pro
Mhm.
tags, putting in work. They're changing it with this generation of motherfuckers. Like they doing something different for sure.
Yo.
I don't know if you want to spend some time on MASH or we can wrap it up here.
I mean, all I'll say about MASH is that it continues to be funny. Like every chapter since I've started the series, I've laughed out loud.
The baby
Every
chapter
single
was
chapter.
hilarious to me.
That was
Yeah, the baby chapter had me chuckling.
like this whole series is just redonkulous, bro.
Yeah.
Like for people who don't know, if you like One Punch Man and this becomes an anime, watch.
And
That's all I gotta say.
I will argue, MASH does a better job of keeping it. It's comedic, but it keeps it very. Like you're still invested in the side characters. Like MASH is doing stuff, but like One Punch Man, it was kind of like whenever you see One Punch Man fights, you see them struggling, but then you go like, well, like Saitama needs to wrap this up, right? Or this wouldn't be. Your mind always goes back to like Saitama would do it. But when you see fights in MASH from other niggas, you're just invested in those fights. Like that's it. You don't go like, oh, MASH needs to save the day here or whatever. He's actually like kind of the underdog in most of these situations. Even though you know when he shows up, it's a wrap. Like he's going to find a way to wrap it up. It doesn't feel like One Punch Man where there's this huge unknown gap. It's just that MASH is just so strong and these niggas just don't know how to deal with him that he ends up like finessing the dub. But I appreciate MASH because it's funny. But they are also still trying to have a story here. Like
That's
this
true.
last thing, they're building the world. They're doing shit. Like I'm surprised.
That is true.
The whole even like the 3-liner shit, I was like, oh, that was an unexpected like build up here. It seems like they might even build another power through the fight between these two like god tier dudes. Like it's going somewhere. For sure.
It's very interesting.
I think it'll keep you in it longer than One Punch Man does. Like I'm still reading One Punch Man. I still enjoy the chapters, but like when you're reading One Punch Man, it tends to be dry when Saitama is not the focus. Like you tend not to be pulled in as much when Saitama or like one of the like a King or something like one of 2 or 3 characters. If they're not involved, you're just kind of like okay.
It's I think it's just the actual size of the scale itself.
Right.
Like MASH is gonna win the fight, but he still has to try.
Exactly.
Saitama's just so ahead of everybody else that as soon as he gets serious, it's literally a wrap in 3 seconds.
And it's almost annoying that they're even having the fights because you're like, Saitama actually, like, you guys actually don't even need the society. You just need Saitama to run around. He can literally handle all of the problems. Like, none of these things are really an issue. Where MASH, it doesn't feel like that at all. Like, his team still feels valuable. And they're still having their own, some of them are having their own little growth spurts. Like, Gravity Homie, he had his, like, his liner moment. He got his fucking OPS Juan moment. Like, Explode nigga, I don't know what's going to happen to him. And then who's the roommate guy? I keep forgetting about. I don't even remember his name. Yeah, roommate homie. Only God knows.
He got hurt though. I'll give him
He got hurt. He got hurt. He doing this shit.
Oh god, no, he's a real homie though. I'm about it, but that's just how this mother effer wins fights, bro. I can't stop laughing. Like, this mother effer really.
And in this fact, he like, nigga, I don't even know who you are.
Bro, he like, saw him.
You don't remember me?
Yeah. His head. What? I was like,
you're like, dude, who are you? He's like, you still don't remember me, nigga? Like, I did the whole shonen, like, show up and set you up. And he's like, nah, bro, I don't. Like, if that don't tell you any shit, I don't know what else does, man.
Oh, no, dude. I was so dumb.
Good shit to MASH, man. I think that is it for this live stream of chapter reviews. Saitama has to retire as a hero in order to give the show any real longevity due to Superman with no kryptonite. Big facts.
Well, yeah,
I agree.
pretty much.
100% agree with that.
I mean, pretty much.
But
Like,
yeah,
they could at least like decrease the scale a little bit. But anyways,
but yeah,
But-
we'll wrap it up here for chapter reactions. Tune in, I believe, next Sunday because I don't think we'll be recording a podcast for another, set of chapter reactions to whatever's dropped. That make sure if you haven't followed our channel on Twitch and all these other places, you do that. And